was ready to do it without the mic, so we'll see what happens. Hi, everybody.
Woo!
So, let's do it this way and hope for the best. Lately, I've been thinking about my childhood a lot. I guess I'm just trying to figure out like where it all went wrong in my life, as I'm here. And I realized I was kind of a weird kid. I mean, I'm like a really weird adult, which you're going to see shortly enough. But no, I was a weird kid. I wasn't weird in the, like, I set small animals on fire way. But rather, I had a very weird aspiration. When I was 5, if you asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would say, very confidently, I want to be a grave digger. Not a mortician, not a funeral director, which are, I think better options for a 5-year-old. I wanted to be the person out back in that cemetery digging a hole to put dead people inside of. And I realize now, as an adult, I really missed out on a great opportunity, because if there's one thing this world is full of, it's friggin' dead people, right? I also realized, more importantly, that would have made a great reality show. A female gravedigger getting into all sorts of gravedigger shenanigans. I don't know what those shenanigans entail, but I'm sure they're wonderful and probably dirty. So I blame my parents for that, leading me to a career of writing and comedy. How dare they? It's weird not being able to see anyone up here, by the way, so just looking into oblivion. The other day, I was walking down the street, and I walked past a homeless guy. And when it comes to homeless people, I usually just ignore them because I don't give a shit. But this particular homeless dude, I noticed, was wearing Uggs. Those horrible boots. And as I continued walking past without having given him a dime, I realized it had a really profound effect on me, because it was the first time in my life I judged a homeless man for his fashion choices instead of the multiple life decisions he made leading him to homelessness. I have a new crush on someone. It's not the homeless guy. Just wanted to make sure it's clear. I have a crush on this guy. It's been going on for 2 weeks, I guess. I see him every time I'm on my way to work. He's super cute. But what sucks is nothing's ever going to happen between us. And I know this for a fact, unfortunately. It's not because he's gay. It's because he's dead. So those ghost bikes that litter the city? I shouldn't say litter because that's mean. The ghost bikes that are strategically placed around the city to remind you where someone died a horrific, bloody, painful death? So there's one of these on my way to work. And on it, there's this picture of this guy who has a beard, he's dressed well, he died when he was 30. He's a total babe, is what I'm getting at. I sound weird, sorry. Every time I walk by, I notice myself doing a little at his photo. And I think, I'm like, is that really offensive? This guy's dead. And I'm like, no, that's not offensive. I'm just, I'm remembering him. This is my own way. And then I continue walking. And then I think about how I want to ride his face like he rode that bike to his death. And I realize that's probably a little disrespectful on my part. Screech. But I can't help it. I understand these are supposed to be memorials for the person, but it's really just a cunt tease for me, and I can't help it. I think about death a lot, actually. Mainly when I masturbate.
Oh my God.
It's not because I'm getting off to the idea of death and decay and corpses, but rather as I'm laying thinking about the dead biker or wads of cash. That really does it for me too. I can't help but think about my dead relatives watching me. And yeah, you know, and my poor Italian grandmother just, you know, as I'm like almost there, just being like, which now, from now on, the next time you masturbate, you're going to think about your dead relatives. And then you're going to think about me, which is really the only reason I bring up this whole story to begin with. So I'm going to thank you now. Thank you. I think a really good thing for girls to do when they first start dating someone is to fake an abortion. I'm serious. Like a month into a relationship, if you want to call it that, you know, you spring it on a dude that you have a fake abortion. You have an abortion coming up, and how he reacts, you know, can dictate the rest of your life. I guess pretty much. Like, is he like, oh my God, I'll help pay for it, you know, or at least go halvesies on it? Is he super pro-life? Gross. You know, does he like propose to you on the spot and it was like, let's just go for it, babe? Which is weird because you've only known him for a month and he wants to, like, he's like, let's raise the kid together. But I know there are a lot of needy bitches out there who'd be like, yes, great, and then you have to actually get knocked up. So yeah, and that's cool. And then there's also the dude who will just never return your texts at all, and then you're fucked. Especially if you really do need an abortion, you're stuck putting that bill. But I mean, I assume faking an abortion would be a lot better than having a real abortion. I don't know from experience, and that's cool if you've had one, whatever. But aside from the pain and the amount of money it costs, after you have an abortion, every time you masturbate, you're going to be thinking about that little dead fetus watching you masturbate. I'm Hannah Angelo. Thank you.